a peaceful life on semen retention. Guys, you're going to have a very, very peaceful life. I'm serious, on semen retention. But you have to go, a certain amount of days, man. You're going to have to go at least a month. So your brain can fully be cleared. You have to wait till your brain is fully cleared. Some of y'all brains might be fully cleared before a month. But you're going to notice that you're going to have a peaceful life within. See, when you guys are relapsing, your mind is not at peace. It's not at ease. It's very heavy. It got a lot of brain fog. You think negative, and your mind is not still. It's like everywhere. It's not clear. It's not at peace. But when you're retaining your seed, man, you're going to live a peaceful life. It's like the semen just it clears all the brain fog. That's what it's supposed to do. That's another job. That's another benefit. It clears all that brain fog, man. See, you can't have a peaceful life in your outer world if your inner world is not at peace. Your body, your mind, your soul, if it's not at peace. But right now, man, my life is at peace. Everything is going so smooth. Everything is going so smooth. It's like when you get on semen retention, you go with the flow. If you get it, you get it. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. You're going to keep, going until it happens, But you don't let nothing tend to bother you on semen retention. Your mind is at ease. You have a clear mindset. You think you think positive when you on semen retention. Because positive things is happening. You get the nutrients and the vitamins and the proteins. Positive things is in you, and it's helping you. This is all organic protein that you got with semen, nutrients and vitamins. It's all organic. Like I said, it's from the astral realms, from the quantum realms, spiritual realm. And it's naturally just building up inside of you. So you can have that peace. But I am at peace right now. You're just going to have that attitude of like, you don't care. You're not going to care. I'm going to be honest. You're not going to care what nobody's doing. You're going to just be focusing on yourself. That's all you're going to be focused on you. You going to have a positive mindset, man. So if you want that peace, if you're tired of the chaos, if you're tired of drama, if you're tired of all the negative entertainment, get on semen retention, man. Like I said. And two, I don't have a TV in my room, I don't have no TV in my room, man. I have an iMac, but, the negativity, I don't watch it, man. I just live a peaceful life. I have a clear mindset. It keeps me more focused on dropping these videos. A lot of guys be wondering how I'm so consistent. Because I'm at peace mentally and I can think clear to drop more videos for you guys. But this is how I'm so consistent, man. I'm on semen retention. I'm taking natural herbs as well. But I am very, I'm at peace. I'm at peace, man. You're going to be at peace on semen retention. I'm telling you. You're not going to want to, like, let's say if you were an early riser, at work, women being like yelling and stuff, you're not going to like that. You're like, why is they yelling? You know what I'm saying? You're like, why are they yelling? Like, is they at peace? Am I the only one that's on semen retention? Because women can do it as well. But, that's why a lot of times you go to work, you're an early riser, you go to work, you got to be there at 7 or whatever, or at 8 or 8:30 or 8:30 or whatever. Women be yelling early in the morning. Like, the reason why they be yelling early in the morning and be mad and stuff to kind of work, because they're not on semen retention. A lot of these women are relapsing, just like men. A lot of women are relapsing, just like men. Because, women, they like, to be honest, they like sex just as much as men, or even more than men. Because women, they're always in their feelings. They want to feel. you know, and we're more logical beings as men. Not saying that we don't want to feel, but we're more logical. But guys, man, you're going to be at peace on semen retention. I'm telling you, man, this journey is very, very helpful, man. It's a blessing to be at peace. A lot of things going to go your way because you just at peace. You know, a lot of people, they're not going to bother you. You know, God won't allow that. You know, God won't allow, you know, all this negative stuff to intervene in your life when you're doing the right thing. You know, you put out positive energy, you're going to get positive energy. You're going to be around positive energy. You give out negative, you're going to get back negative. That's how it is in this universe. But guys, you're going to be at peace within yourself. You know, it ain't nothing better than being at peace. You're not going to feel like you need to be around nobody. You're going to be comfortable with being alone. Because semen retention, it fills the void in your life. It fills the void in your life. You're going to be so, you know, fulfilled. You're going to be so filled in the inside. You know, full of vitamins, full of nutrients, full of proteins. You're going to just be so filled in. You're going to feel good. You know, you're not going to feel like you need to be around everybody, a whole bunch of people, just to feel good, or need somebody to validate you or whatever. You're not going to need to feel like that. You're going to be already secure with yourself because you're going to be at peace, man. You're just not going to want to be around loud noises. You know, you're not going to be around that. You know, negativity. You know, watching TV shows that's full of drama. You're not going to want to watch those TV shows no more. It's like your whole mind is going to change because you're becoming your higher self on semen retention. You're going through those phases. You know, you're going through those degrees, those levels to get into your higher self. Your higher self is not about drama and chaos and negativity. You're about positivity and healing. You know, and healing other people. And just being so positive and so full of energy. So full of positivity. It's like you're going to be, you're going to be an angel to the world. You are. Man, you're gonna be so at peace, man. I'm telling you. But man, just because I'm telling you guys you're gonna be at peace on semen retention, that does not mean don't forget to set your alarm. You know, if you're not an early riser, you got to get up early in the morning. You still set that alarm now. Still set that alarm to go to work. But guys, you know, you're gonna be at peace, man. You know, I love this journey. You know, it's beautiful to practice this spiritual practice. You know, I should have been practicing this when I was a teenager. Man, I was relapsing like crazy, watching, videos, fapping like crazy, killing myself. I was wondering why I was so negative. Why I felt so depressed when I went to school and all that, when I was in high school. Man, I was relapsing. I was releasing so much semen. It was like crazy, man. I did not know what I was doing, depleting myself. Not being at peace mentally. But when I learned, man, when I got the knowledge about semen retention, my life changed. My soul changed. I'm a more positive person. You know, my mindset changed. I think more clear. You know, I'm more innovative. I'm more creative. You know, I'm giving more knowledge, more wisdom. I'm more masculine. You know, I have way better focus, more consistency. I found purpose. I found purpose in life through semen retention. Man, I'm just telling you guys, man, I hope you guys somebody's video, man. You're going to be at peace, man. It's cool.